Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Astro Tarot Channel for December. Nice to see you all here. My name is Tiffany Crisara. I just woke up this morning and I thought, my goodness, we're at the last Astro Tarot Channel. And at first I thought that meant for the year. And then it was like, no. We're at the last Astro Tarot Channel, guys. As we know it is changing. This year, let's look back at this year. I'm sure you can see how much growth there has been this year. I'm sure I'm not just talking about myself here, but I certainly am not the same person that I was when I started this Astro Tarot Channel. First as a YouTube a couple of years ago in August 2012 in August. I've gone through such a transition, and I want to thank you guys for being part of that transition. And I just feel like we're all transiting big time at the moment, and there's a lot of change and there's a lot of growth. And I feel as if there's something here about looking back over our year together. So that's what I would like to start with. If you haven't been to the Astro Tarot Channel before, welcome. And if you have, welcome too. But just want to let you guys know, if you're new, we start with a meditation and then we build the group energies together for the readings, and do some questions afterwards. So this month's meditation I'd like to do on reviewing our year and seeing where we are now and getting really clear with who we are now in the present moment and what needs to stop or start to accelerate our growth for 2015. So I feel very excited about that. I'm so excited I've forgotten to check to see whether you can hear me. So can you please put a message in the chat box to let me know that you can hear me okay? Thank you, Fozia. She says I look stunning. I put plaits in to try and keep young. Didn't expect that. I expected to look about 12, but not exactly stunning. So thank you, Fozia. Hello, Joy. Somebody else has put a private message, so I won't say the name. It says it's buffering. Hello, Alessandro. Nice to see you joining us. I think this is your first Astro Tarot Channel. Welcome. So can somebody just say that you can hear me? It's lovely to say hello to everyone. You can say hello to everyone. There should be a drop-down box where you can post publicly or privately just to me. Can see and hear you. Thank you very much. I won't say your name because it's coming up as private again, but thank you. Okay, so if you would like to sit comfortably and close your eyes, we're going to start with our group meditation. So just send your thoughts out to everybody that is here on the call and anybody that will listen to the replay. That we are creating a beautiful, safe space in today's meditation to give permission to drop anything that is no longer part of us and have clarity around that and allow ourselves to grow forward. Taking a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, just send the energy down through your feet to activate those roots that we do every month. Just feel them spreading from your feet down into the earth, even if they have to go down the walls of a 17-story building. They do so instantly. Use your imagination and your intention and know that those roots are deep and infinite. Breathing in again, breathing out, sending that energy right down to the heart of Mother Earth. Feel your roots connect in with the heart of Mother Earth. And And as you breathe in that beautiful golden lava up through your roots, up through your body, and up out the top of your head. So there's millions and trillions of branches just exploding from the top of your head, going to the most highest, most infinite star you can possibly imagine. And as you breathe in that silver white starlight in through the branch, down into your heart, where you feel the energies of gold and silver mixing. And as you breathe out, just send that love and connection out to everybody on the call, in the past, in the present, in the future. And now just bring your energy to you for the second part of this meditation, keeping your eyes closed. Relax. Use your breath to bring your energy back to you. Complete permission to go into your space. And as you breathe, just feel the pulsation of light all around you. As you breathe it in, it resonates in every cell of your being. And as you breathe out, it emanates from every pore of your being. And just continue with that for a couple of moments. And just feel your aura expanding and relaxing. There's no need to push this or work at it. Just gently allow energy in, energy out into infinity. And just allow your energy to go higher and higher. Just feel yourself becoming lighter and lighter, expanding and opening to the love in the universe, your higher self, your guides, whatever you want to call it. And just welcome that energy vibration towards you with the excitement of connection and openness and curiosity of a child. No pushing or creating, just allowing that beautiful golden white light source to merge with your own, that you have been infused with from the visualizations we've just done. Allow them to merge now. And bring your attention to the tree that you have become, starting at the base, which was January. Just feel where you are at January this year, even if you can't remember it. Just feel how different that feels to who you are now. Moving along, I'm going to say the months. Some months will stick. And some months will be like, wow, they're big growth or changing points. And you might see them as a gnarled twist or knot in the tree. Allow it to track the details of the trunk, showing you your identity as it has grown. January, moving on now to February, up the trunk, going up. March. Who were you in March? Your subconscious knows, even if your conscious doesn't. April. May. June. July. August. September. October. November. And December. Okay, now for the third part in the meditation. Deep breaths into yourself, permission to relax and be. It's time to ask yourself some questions. The first one is there anything I need to do or stop doing regarding my health? You may instantly know the answer, or you can send the question up through your branches to that star in the universe. And the star in the universe will just send it back down through your branches. Just breathe it in and feel it in your heart. And as you breathe it out, you'll get that either as a knowing. You might hear a message, or you might see a vision. Is there anything I need to do or stop doing regarding my friendships? Is there anything I need to do or stop doing regarding my career? Is there anything I need to do or stop doing regarding my closest relationships? Is there anything I need to do or stop doing regarding my finances? Okay, so now you can just allow that tree to still be there, and the energetic imprint of the collective conscious energy we have built for the connection to the all, to each other for this reading. And we're going to prepare to bring our consciousness and awareness back into our body, into the physical world, now. So just take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, if you'd like to stretch. Hi. Nice to see a few more of you have joined us. I hope you have enjoyed that meditation. It would be interesting to hear when I open up and say, yes, let's time for questions and comments. If you want to comment about anything that happened in that would be fabulous. We are not going to do the questions or the comments yet, though, because they'll get lost in everybody's greetings to each other. You can carry on greeting each other, but please don't send any questions for me to read on or comments for me to read out until we open up the last part of the webinar, where I look at your questions and read for you on those questions. Okay, so if you have a drink of water by you, it's a good time to have a little bit of a drink of water after meditation and shifting our energies. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And we'll go into the second part of the Astro Tarot channel, which is where we get busy laying the cards to see what they come up with for the month ahead. And where I do my little weebling on this funny stool I have over here. Okay, to these cards here. Now, you're not going to see the cards properly here, but I will bring them up. I will come back to you with them close up, so don't worry about that right now. Okay, so if we just bring our attention back to that tree we built with our branches in the universe and our roots in the earth. And we just say to the universe and we say to Mother Earth and Father Sky that we wish to be guided for the highest good of all concerned in this month of December 2014. When you feel ready, just say in your head, stop, and just note whether I stop at the time that you think stop. Okay. So, the first card that we have is the Tower. That might be because we've got a bit of a, I think we've got 2 grand fire trines going on in the first couple of weeks. The second card that we have for the first week is also a fiery card. It's the Ace of Wands. So that makes sense on that level. Gosh, then we have the 5 of Swords for week 3. We have the Devil for week 4. The Devil is ruled by Capricorn, guys. And Saturn also shifts sign. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the devil. Just think Saturn, Satan. So I'm not surprised that the Devil's come up there. And we've got the 4 of Swords as the general. The 4 of Swords is a bit kind of, there's a lot going on. Feel a little bit exhausted, maybe. Obviously, I'll go into these more and just setting the scene at the moment. So you might not know what I mean when I say, oh, we've got the Tower, but don't worry, because I will explain more as we go on. Okay, so now we go into the second lot, because there's 3 decks that I use. So we have 3 cards for each of the weeks. And I use 3 decks to do that because sometimes the same cards come out in the same weeks, which is fabulous to see. So let's have a look and see what this is about. Just let me know when you want me to stop, because I feel like I'm shuffling for ages. Okay, thank you. Wow. Okay, so the second week for week 1, second card for week 1 is the 5 of Wands. Again, fire. Anything Wands is fire. Okay. For week 2, the second card we have is the 4 of Swords. You know, I said sometimes the same cards come out. If you remember, we've already got the 4 of Swords, and there's only one 4 of Swords within 78 cards. So think about the chances of that. So in 156, there's 2 of them, and they've come out already. Okay, Palace of Wands, the Heart of Fire, is in week 3. More fire with the Page of Wands in week 4. And in week 5, well, week 5, general, we have the Star, which is nice to see, actually. Okay, especially with all that heat going on. Star is ruled by Aquarius, and Mars, which is the Tower, up here, the first card that we had in the first week, that shifts into Aquarius this month. So we've got a beginning and an ending going on there with Mars and Aquarius. Okay, so let's have a look and see what the Osho Zen deck, these 2 decks are. The Legacy of the Divine and Tarot of Dreams, both by Chiro Marchetti, as is my cloth. Well, that's by his beautiful wife, Maria. And now we're going on to the Osho Zen, which is another favourite of mine, because it feels very Zen-like, funnily enough, called the Osho Zen. So it can feel a bit more like it brings our attention back to the inside, and our spiritual path, because sometimes when we practice tarot, we can get so hooked on what that means for the outside. So I like to kind of do this. Okay, the first card that we've got for the Osho Zen is Turning In, funnily enough. I think it's taking the pee out of me, don't you? Yeah, that's hilarious. There we're turning in with the Osho Zen. And Control. See, so it's showing us where we might be trying to control things. In the 2nd week, in the 3rd week, we have Abundance. And in the 4th week, we have the Master. Now that's fascinating, because what I haven't explained is that the Osho Zen actually also is the tarot, Osho Zen tarot. It has the same structure. So for instance, Turning In is the 4 of Cups. Control is the King of Swords. Abundance is the King of Pentacles. So we've got 2 kings in a row there. And then if that wasn't enough, we've got the Master. Now, I will explain more about that as we go on probably, but the Master is, in a nutshell, fascinating, because that card is unique to this deck. Like the Palace card there is unique to the Tarot of Dreams, meaning the essence of a suit. The real heart essence of a suit, so closest to an ace. The Master is basically, okay, so the tarot is repetitive. It goes round and round like the wheel of samsara. So the Master shows nirvana, shows you coming off that wheel and getting enlightened in some way, shape or form. So it's quite powerful, week 3. We'll talk about that a bit more soon. Transformation of the nation is the general. Okay, there's nothing weak about December. Not that I thought there would be. I was kind of tuning into the energies and thinking, wow, you know, wow. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to come up here and speak to you closer with the first lot of cards and start that way, I think. Bear with me with my weebling. Hello, I'm back. Okay, so December. Have you guys had a chance to tune into the energy of December yet? Or the energy of the year yet? I feel that 2014 has had nothing on, or should I say 2012, sorry, I got it the wrong way around. 2012, you know, there was all that hype about 2012, and there was a lot of change in 2012, but it feels like it was the seeding of a change, and that actually the external changes this year is something that has been part of the fruition of that. So basically, there is something here about externally being able to maybe start to see the shifts that happened in 2012. Basically, like when I started, sorry, behave here. Basically, when I started this Astro Tarot channel in 2012, you know, it feels fitting for me now to release it or let it go, to change, to transform something in some way. And I think that is just an outer reflection of the journey that has begun for all of us in 2012. And that has a lot to do with Mars, not Mars, sorry, Pluto and Uranus, that's been going on since the summer of 2012. And we have the 6th square of that this December. Also in 2012, we had all of this build up to December, didn't we? December the 21st, was that going to be the day that the world ended? Now, I wonder how your Christmas was for December the 2012. Looking back, I must say that December 2012 was my most horrific Christmas ever. It really was. It could have put EastEnders to shame. Every single day there was a new cliffhanger. It was like a daily episode of EastEnders, but the thing was, it was true, it was real, it was not on the screen, it was going on in my life. So I did feel massive challenges that were pushing me at that time. And I'm not saying that this Christmas is going to be the same or an extension of that, because of what I've just said about 2014 being like the next level, or the first external appearances of the changes that were seeded in 2012. However, I do think this year has been pretty challenging, and there's been a lot of change for us all. And it feels like we're coming to some climax or some culmination of that this month. And the tarot seems to have just reflected that, and as I will go through with you. And we will also look at the we will also look at the astrology and how that ties in. So December kicks off with a grand fire trine. Grand fire trines are good things. If we look at things as good and not so good in astrology, I tend to not kind of class things that black and white. But generally what it does is it gives us energy, gives us a feeling of hopefulness, positivity, and optimism. And it's also about how you use that, because we can become over optimistic, we can take too much on. You know, I'm a fire sign and I've got Jupiter going on in Leo, and I am taking too much on, which is why I'm having to kind of let this go at the moment. So it's things like that. There's always a knock-on effect. I don't feel good about letting the Astro Tarot channel go. I actually love creating this space with you every single month. But things are shifting, things are growing, things are changing, and things needing to be allowed. And that's kind of what you've got here with the Tower. The structures, it's like that tree meditation that we did earlier. You know, where did this kind of blow up or change the structure happen for you? Where did it begin? And what is blocking you now? What needs to be released in order to go to the next level, in order to create a new structure? How much have you grown so that maybe where you are now holds you back? This is very much what looks like the grand trine is kind of bringing in this month, which generally speaking would be maybe a little bit more challenging than we would expect for that. But there may be other reasons, which I will go into in a little bit. But it's quite fascinating that we have the Five of Wands with the Tower card, because in a way, the Five of Wands is like the minor arcana version of the Tower. The Tower is a major arcana. So there's two decks in the tarot. And the major arcana is basically the whys, or the gods, the reasons behind things. And the minor arcana is how it's happening, the who, what, where, why. So you could see the major arcana as the puppeteer, and the minor arcana as the puppet. And as you can see, you know, the god of destruction would create this type of mayhem going on here. So there's a lot of change, there's a lot of growth, there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of action, there's a lot of sudden changes as well, unexpected changes. And these things, they're actually positive. If we look at them in the grander picture, there's a reason why these things are happening. Sometimes, you know, blocks need to be cut down, destroyed, they're out of date, they no longer serve us in some way. And you've really got that very strongly. We've all got that very strongly in the first week. And we end here with turning in. So Osho Zen tells us that this could be a very noisy, very busy, very out of control time. And there was a saying that I read the other day, which said, relax, nothing is in control. So I think if there's any motto for the first week in December, it would be that. And if you can take time out for yourself, even if it's 5 minutes a day, just meditation, just to give yourself that sense of peace, no stimulation. It feels very noisy the first week in December. So much work's going on, so much change, so much drilling, so much chatting, so much. So breathe and just really give yourself even that 5 minutes a day, okay? Turning in, it's important. It'll help you stay sane in the sanity of it all. Okay, so just looking at the first week in August. I always say August when it's November, December. I've just got August on the brain. So what I'm going to do is just look at the astrology quickly now. Saturn is mini squaring Uranus in the first week, which is quite explosive energy. So I'm not surprised we were seeing that just now. And then you've got Mars, which is the Tower, entering Aquarius. Let me get these back actually so you can see a little bit more. So Saturn is squaring Uranus. Saturn is like a big hard planet, and Uranus is actually Saturn and Uranus are enemies. So you are going to get that explosive feeling. And you've got Mars entering Aquarius, and Mars wants to change. Mars is the kind of, I'm going to go out and do war if that's what's necessary. There's no thinking, there's just going out there and destroying if necessary. But it's in Aquarius, and Aquarius is visionary, it's for evolution, it's for the higher picture. So I'm not surprised we're kind of seeing that going on there. I think we've also got a full moon in Gemini on the 6th. We have a full moon in Gemini on the 6th. So that's probably why it sounds so noisy when I tune into the first week. It's like chatter, 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 chatter. It's craziness, it's hecticness. That's Gemini. Gemini can't sit still. Gemini has so many things to do. It wants to talk, it wants to learn, it wants to process. So, you know, the energy just seems to be getting higher and higher in the first week of August. I've done it again. December. Yeah, it gets higher and higher. Oh, so there's something here about needing to ground. This tuning in card is really very, very important, guys. You know, it's very important, you know, that we don't just get carried away with all of that energy, because it could be really exhausting for us otherwise. Okay, so now we will move into the second week of December. I did it. I got the month right. Full marks. Okay. Second week of December. Where's it gone? Okay. So here we go. The first entrance after the Gemini full moon is the card of inspiration, the Ace of Wands. So after all of that mess and trying to work things out, we get this clarity, we get this sense of, aha, I've got it, I've got the answer. It's like a eureka moment. And then we've got this Four of Swords, which is like, I can sleep now. Like, oh, thank goodness for that. I can rest. So there's this sense of coming down, or this sense of relief, or this sense of the confusion of the first week kind of lifting, and the clarity coming in, and the peace coming in. But then when that happens, when we've had some inspiration, when we've had an idea, the natural process really is that it starts to be something that we try to control. We might get an idea and then we decide that we've got to make that happen. There's a feeling of it becoming our responsibility somehow. And I think that's something we have to watch, because you've got the control energy here. And it seems to be saying that December is full on enough normally, you know, with Christmas. But this year, again, it feels like this year might be going out with quite a bang, just like it did in 2012, at least for me anyway. So there is a lot of sudden shocks and surprises. So don't fill up your time or your calendar. Oh my God, I'm going into panic now with what I'm saying, with what's coming through. Don't fill up your time or your calendar, because there's some unexpected things on its way. Leave space for the unexpected. I'm like, yeah, right, okay. Yeah, so there is this energy here of remember still that nothing is under control. You know, remember that. Create the space. Create the space to meditate. Create the space to be adaptable with your life, because the more you do the first 2 weeks in December, the easier you're going to find the month's energies. It's like a sense of being able to work with those energies, rather than feeling like you're coming up against a god in the sky that is really reprimanding you in some way. It's like a need to develop grace, which is about realizing that if something happens, there's a reason why it is happening, and to respect that and step back and flow around it. I think for the first 2 weeks in December, I mean, the astrologers spoke about it being really positive, really magical, because of this grand trine in the fire signs. And then the next 2 weeks being quite strong because of other astrological reasons, which I will go into in a minute. But I'm feeling, by the looks of things from the tarot and the messages that have come up, that, you know, December does feel like it's going to be quite relentless right the way through. That's not necessarily a bad thing at all. It feels like all the work, all the processing, all the change that we've been working towards all year, it's like a culmination in December. And hopefully, you know, we can have some time out at Christmas and really kind of land and process. It's been a big year for a lot of people, and it feels like there's a lot of kind of tying up and a lot of getting everything kind of finished, and saying, okay, that's who I was, that this is what I've got to let go of, and this is what I'm opening to now, hence doing that meditation with you earlier. Okay, so let's move on. Have I done the astrology though? I keep forgetting to do the astrology, don't I? I might bring those cards back in a minute. Okay, so yeah, I'm bringing the cards back, because on the 8th of December, Jupiter, who's currently in Leo, which is a fire sign, is going retrograde. Now, if you see that sign there, that is the sign of Jupiter. That's why I love these cards. You know, they come up with the planets at the times that there's things happening with them. So it's going retrograde. In a way, it's going to sleep, a bit like what we're seeing here, yeah, in Leo. It's like a sense of reviewing, a sense of pulling back, a sense of it's not time to take on anything more. It's a time to reflect on your growth, just like I was saying. But I just wanted to show you that in the cards, because I think it's fascinating when that happens, which it does a lot. Okay, let's have a look here. Venus enters Capricorn on the 10th. We have nothing about that. except maybe the control card, because Capricorn can be quite controlling. So, you know, there could be this sense of trying to control relationships and trying to control money. Venus also represents money, and being very single-minded and one-tracked about things. So try to remember to open and be adaptable, as I was saying earlier. Now, oh, and then, okay, no, we go into the third week, I think, with the 15th. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on. So third week in December begins with the Uranus-Pluto square that we have been having since the summer of 2012. This one will be the 6th square that we have had, and it's like a, okay, so the planets that are affected there: Mars in Pluto, sorry, I'll start again. Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto in Capricorn is about reform of our structure, complete reform. Pluto is going deep and excavating, and it just keeps doing that. I think it started in 2008. I can't remember when it moved in, but it's there until 2024. And you know, we had the Northern Rock crisis not long after it moved into, Pluto moved into Capricorn. Capricorn is our structure, it is our earth, it is our system. So, you know, we have been going through this massive kind of regeneration and destruction and rebuild. And as we do that, it's coming up against Uranus. So Pluto is death energy, it's transformation energy, it's change energy. And then we've got Uranus, which is also the same energy, but it's more fast, it's more electric, it's more shocking, whereas Pluto is more slow and deep. So what we've got is the two elements of change going on there. Now, Uranus is doing this fast, electric, shocking, revelationary thing in Aries, which is fiery, and it's about raw, it's about the anger, it's about ourselves, it's about feeling like we have to reclaim our sense of self against the system. And it's just like, it's going like this, and it's been going on since the summer of 2012, really, really, really heating up. And of course, that's the macro. We also feel that in ourselves, the micro level. It's also about feeling like there's our structures, our systems that we've put in place, how they've outgrown us, and how we're needing to feel where we're at again and again and again. And so we have this energy going on again for ourselves in the on the 15th, but it's not just the 15th. This has been going on since 2012. It's coming exact at the 15th, so it's a strong, it's like we're building up to that again, and it goes back down again, but it's there all the time since 2012, and it's like a wave that's just reaching a climax. So that's how we start the third week in December, and we can see that here also with the Five of Swords, which is, fives are always about change in the tarot, and swords are thoughts. So this is like change of thoughts, change of plans. What is it that you're having to destroy in order to clear your path forward? What is no longer working for you? What intentions, ideas do you have to let go of without cutting your confidence in shreds? The need to persist, the need to continue, the need to go on is important if we're going to create anything, which we are, because the next card we have is the Palace of Wands, which is all about creation and the heart of creation. So this is really what we want to see. This is also, if you see these triangles, it's like the two grand trines we've had in the first 2 weeks of fire have been actually creating things. So we saw the Five of Wands in the first week, which looked really messy. It was all that destruction, it's now gone to the 5 of Swords, which is like this 5 of Wands energy and the Tower energy in the background, and the man has moved through that, and he's now just clearing away the aftermath as he walks up the path to his brand new creation that's so much bigger, so much better, so much more crystal. And that really came through from the time of the Gemini full moon, when we had that inspirational kind of aha breakthrough moment. And then we have the Abundance card, which is fabulous. The King of Pentacles there, showing that is being grounded, that creativity is being grounded into fruition. It's not just a creative castle in the sky. It is something that is being supported, it's being connected, it's being grounded, and your creative vision is having some structure, some lasting structure. So it may well be that we start to streamline ourselves. You know, time has been so much of the essence, and we're so busy. It may just be that we just go, not doing that anymore, not doing that anymore, not doing that anymore. I am just concentrating on this. And we're building that really strong structure. But we need to make sure that what that is, what one do we actually focus on and put into. And I think that's what the process of the first 2 weeks of December are about, getting to this place. Okay, so to see what else is going on astrologically that week. Mercury enters Capricorn. Where was I? Mercury enters Capricorn. You can kind of see that with the 5 of Swords, which is a mercurial type thing. It's about thoughts. And with the King of Pentacles, which is abundance, that's very Capricorn-like as well. So it's like thoughts turn to structure, just like the tarot was bringing up there. Our thoughts turn to our structure. What is it we're going to commit to properly? What is it? What castle are we going to build? Not in the sky anymore. How are we really going to make that real? Really make that manifest? What else have we got ongoing? We have got nothing else going on that week. It's enough, I think. So we will look at the next ones. When I looked at the astrology for December, I was thinking that the solstice looked really powerful, which again reminds me of 2012, because the week running up to Christmas in 2012 was very much a case of one thing after another, as I was saying earlier. Literally every evening on the run up to Christmas, on Christmas week, there was another shock, there was another big crisis, there was another big drama. It was unbelievable. And like I said, I'm not saying that that's what's going to be happening this year, because that would be me projecting. But you know, there is something here about Christmas week being quite big. And I guess we've had a big year, so what do we expect? You know, there's got to be some type of culmination. I don't know about you guys, you probably like New Year's, but I was speaking to a client the other day, and she's the same as me. I feel flawed on New Year's Eve, and my husband doesn't like me at all on New Year's Eve, because I've become the wife from hell. I want to be left alone. I've kicked him out the house before on New Year's Eve. I'm just like, no, leave me alone. I need to be alone. And it's like I feel all the energy of the year on a collective as well as a personal level, and I can't cope with it. I just need to be left alone to kind of land it, really. I've never liked New Year's Eve, and even when I had to go out with friends to parties and things along those lines, they thought I was strange. And then when I got into New Year's age, I was going to say the New Age, the New Age cycle or circle of people, when we went to New Year's Eve, they'd be doing EFT on me or something to release it. It was just never worked. And as I've become more aware of my own energy patterns, I've realized what it is. It's the collective energy of the year that needs to be channeled through me and grounded and landed. So my New Year's Eves now have to be a sacred ritual or an honoring of that. And I think, you know, there may well be something in that for you guys this year, a sense of, you know, there's something here very much about being able to process your growth this year. It's been a full-on year. Take some time to really allow yourself to process your growth, because I really think there's something here about honoring that, clearing that, and starting with a clean slate in 2015, making sure you've let go of any structures that may well be baggage that keeps you from being your absolute clearest channel and potential for 2015. So going to Christmas week, big time revelations going on. The first card we have is the Devil. Now on the 21st we have, of course, the solstice, which is when the sun moves into Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. It's the Devil. Okay, so you can't really see the symbols that strongly on this card, but in the top corners, the top two corners here, you've got the sign for Capricorn. So I'm not surprised to see that this card came up in that week. Now, when we think of the solstice, we think of it as a turning point. We think of it as the dark being, you know, that we've gone to the we've gone to the darkest points, and now the sun and the light is coming in. But then when people see the Devil card, that's not what it makes them feel. It makes them feel as if, you know, there is things to work through, which is true, but the Devil is also known as Lucifer, means light bringer. So when you see the Devil card, it is about the return of the light. It is about the opportunity to see those problems. And in order to see problems, you need to have a light. You need to be able to see it. You need to have a vision. And we can really see this quite strongly, quite clearly in the Page of Wands there. He is the light. As you can see, it still looks quite menacing, the Devil, and the Page of Wands there, he's got a really sly look on his face. So there really is, I think, a lot of surprising or shocking things happening throughout December. There could be quite a bit of drama, and I think it's very important for us not to be dramatic ourselves, but to see the higher picture. There's been so many times this year that I have kind of thought that something, you know, it seems to look bad and then it's actually turned out to be a blessing. So I do think there is very much the energy of big blessings in big disguises all the way through the month, and I don't think Christmas week is any exception. But what I do feel is that there's a fast energy about this month, and we will get the messages. We are waking up and we are going, aha, okay, wow, that was a really quick message. That was really shocking, but that was really worth it. I've got it. I'm really, really clear. It starts a little bit chaotic and confusing in the first week, but as we go through the month, it just feels like we're kind of going, aha, okay, yes, I get this, I understand this, I'm learning how to work with it. Thank you for the next message. Thank you for the next learning. Wow, I'm on a crash course here, but wow, I'm really waking up, I'm really learning, I'm really getting it. And that's how we end with the Master. So, you know, end of the year, as I was saying, just wrapping up your journey, wrapping up where you have been. And it just feels like there's something here that says you have absolutely processed. You honestly, I cannot recommend enough spending New Year's Eve doing some type of sacred ritual where you look back over your whole journey of the year. I'm still in April. I don't know about you guys, but I'm like, where has the last 8 months gone? It's been so quick. And there's no sense of it slowing down either, actually, at all. And it's just like, it just takes some time to process what this year has been about for you, who you are now compared to where you were at the beginning of the year, how different that might be for you. and really allow yourself to see where you have grown, because we often always look forward and we don't take stock of where we are now or what that year has been about, and then we don't realize how far we have come and how much has shifted and how much has changed. Then we can't allow those structures to really formulate deep in the earth and support us in our newest, biggest, most creative visions. And so they're not castles in the sky anymore, but they're actually formulating. And that is basically Christmas week on the tarot front. And on the astrological front, we have, so we have the sun, as I said, going into Capricorn on the 21st, and we have a new moon. You can kind of see the moon there in the MasterCard as well, so you can see this is Capricorn. This here is Capricorn. You can't really see those symbols very well. It's on that side as well. And then you've got the new moon in Capricorn in the same week. And the new moon is when the sun, which is the fire energy, Page of Wands, conjuncts the moon. Okay, and it's a new beginning. It's a new vision. It's a new cycle. And last year we had the new moon in Capricorn on the 1st of January. And it just felt to me like that set the scene for the whole year, about it being forward, about it being growth. And now this feels to me like it's about reflection, even though it is a new moon. That new moon takes place only 2.5 hours after the sun enters Capricorn in the solstice point. So it's a very strong new moon, and it also accentuates or activates the 5 planets in Capricorn, which are also coming together with Pluto, which I spoke about. The Pluto energy in Capricorn being about revolution, but on a deep level, on a slow, long-term level, about going really deep with our structures inside ourselves, as well as the structures in society. So it feels like the 21st, which is about seeing the light, is really about seeing the light. And that, I think, continues all week, right the way up to 2015. Now, you do have Saturn entering Sagittarius on the 23rd. Satan, the devil, entering Sagittarius, fire sign again, on the 23rd. So that's going to be a little bit lighter. It's going to feel, you might feel a shift in yourself to a little bit of a lighter energy, because Saturn's been in Scorpio, which can be quite depressive for a couple of years. It's going into Sagittarius for 6 months, and then it will retrograde, which means it looks like it's moving backwards, and enter Scorpio again. So there's a lot of fire around at the moment, and there's a lot of structure as well. It's a lot to do with creation, and in order to create properly, we need to make sure that we have let go of the structures that are no longer who we are, which is why it's so incredibly important that we do take time to reflect on who we are now, and letting go of anything that no longer serves us. Okay, my screen's just gone. Sorry guys, bear with me. Hello, I'm back again. Okay, so that are the 4 weeks. And now we have the general. Okay, so the general here is saying there's a lot of action, there's a lot of fire. Do take time to meditate, do take time to rest, even if it's only 4 minutes a day. This, I say 4 because it's the 4 of Swords. Allow yourself to sleep as much as you possibly can as well. You know, try to look after yourself. I know Christmas is hectic with parties and stuffing ourselves with food that isn't great for ourselves. I do think the more you can keep your routine, and as much as you possibly can, I think it's going to serve you actually far better than actually not doing so. Okay, so you know, we could just think, oh, sod it, and just throw it all to the wind. But I think that could be really exhausting. You know, if we eat the wrong foods and we drink the wrong things, we get even more exhausted. So and we party too much, we get even more exhausted. So just be aware of that. You've got the star card here, which is basically saying let go. There's a lot of reform going on. There's a lot of changes going on. And, you know, we can't possibly comprehend all of that. And the picture may not be completely clear. It's just about allowing that to be the case and not to let that stop you either. It's also about just being open and being on a journey and being on an adventure. And then you have transformation, which is the death card. But this is what we've been talking about all the way through this Astro Tarot channel, is how it's really, really important this month to really look at how you've changed throughout the year. Let go of the old skin of who you were, so that you can be born afresh and anew. So it's a powerful month, and it's a powerful end to a powerful year, which is why it's taken me, my gosh, like an hour to do this Astro Tarot channel reading. That's ridiculous. That's like the longest one I've ever done. So thank you for sticking with me throughout that, and thank you guys as well for supporting each other, because I know that some of you have had problems and you've all been supporting each other with the problems with the webinar. Thank you. I am being very much a one-man band, and I wish I was a gremlin, if only I could pour water of myself and they'd be helpful gremlins. But that doesn't happen if I pour water over myself. And so I'm having to stop the Astro Tarot channel webinar for the time being, because just like we were talking in the reading about, you know, cutting back and focusing on one thing and really doing it properly. Obviously I've got to practice what I preach, and that is very much where I'm at. But thank you so much for your support in your community, and I will not forget it, and it is still there in my mind. I do want to come back in new form structure and do this with you guys, because I think it's, and I love to do it with you guys. It's beautiful and creative and lovely. Anyway, I'll stop waffling now, because it's only going to be about 20 minutes that we have for your questions. It's on a first served basis, so I may not get to your question, but if you would like to start sending your questions in now, and any comments that you have around your meditations now, then please do, and I will have a look for them at them. Please, can they be as specific as possible, because I've already done the general, and so yeah, there's not much more I can say. If you just say, can you have a general reading for December? We've just done it, for instance. So specific questions, please. I'm opening up the box for that now. Okay, first question in, and it says, hi Tiffany, how are you? I've met someone a while ago, and I would like to know if we will only be friends or if we will be a happy couple of lovers for a long time. Thank you so much, Sally. Hello, Sally. Thank you for your question. Well, I think you already know the answer, don't you, my love? I mean, I can really feel this beautiful energy kind of between you two, and this positive energy between you two. You know, sometimes we meet people and there's this really strong attraction, which is actually, it's a karmic attraction. And it's like, you can feel the challenge of the relationship. You know it's there from day one. And this attraction feels so incredibly strong. I'm not saying this is for you, because I don't think it is. I'm explaining maybe how things have been in the past for you, not how they are now. But that feeling of attraction is actually there to keep us in connection with that challenge, so that we learn from it. But we mistake that for what love should feel like, or what passion should feel like, because it's so intoxicating. I don't think you've got that with this person, which I think is great. I think is really good. I think what you've really got here is something about compatibility and ease and just connection. It's just there, it just happens, it's just easy, it's just beautiful, it's just a sense of belonging and a sense of getting on. I know when we're in these situations we can't help but wonder, hence your question. I also feel that it's important just to enjoy the energy and allow it to kind of unfold the way that it is doing, really beautifully, really naturally, and really organically. And that feels lovely to me, Sally. So I'm really excited for you. Thank you for your message. Okay, so where are we now? Going down the list. Excuse me, I just need a drink. Okay, I have a question from someone, but it says private, so I won't read out the name. It says, "Hi, fab and beautiful Tiffany." Thank you. Very lovely. Flattery will get you everywhere. I'd spent the perfect Christmas with Aries last year, but this year, will I ever find the one? Where or when, please? Okay. You know, each Christmas is different, and it feels like you've got to allow this Christmas to be different and to find the gift in this Christmas and just allow it to be what it is. It feels as if there's a lot of pressure on you finding the one, plus there's also a lot of grief still left over from the Aries. I don't feel that you've grieved that connection enough yet. And I feel that that is also creating a pressure on you finding the next thing, which I feel is actually causing a block for you. Your question is asking for prediction. I'm just going to explain that that's not really how I work with the tarot, because it just is not always an empowering thing. It's about tuning in with the energies, making the best of where they are now. Otherwise you block yourself anyway. So giving you a prediction would not be serving you in any shape or form at the moment. So basically what I'm saying, excuse me, is to be brave and to go into how you're feeling about the past and to allow yourself to grieve. This Christmas feels like downtime for that. And then you're going to clear. It's very much like we were just saying with the general. It's very much a case of take the stock to process everything that has happened. It's really, really, really important if you want to start 2015 properly afresh and open to what possibly could happen. You'll give yourself the best chance that way. Okay, each Christmas is different. And just because it's different doesn't mean that it doesn't have a gift for you. It's like the gift. I'm not talking about the gift under the tree. You know what I mean? I think you do. Thank you for your question. Excuse me. Okay, somebody said the readings really resonated with them. Thank you. Thank you, Marie. That's really nice to know. This one is from Pominda. Hello, Pominda. And it says, "I have started feeling so low in energy and as if nothing seems to be working for me. I do feel the need to transform. So I'd like to know, what does December mean for me in terms of spiritual growth and my health?" Good question. First of all, it means review, Parminder. It means review. There's something here about making time to really reflect over the year. Is it true that nothing is shifting for you? Or is it just that there's an impatience for things to happen in your timing and not the universe's timing? I'm not saying that with judgment, because I'm just as bad. And you know, it's a normal human trait. But that would be why you feel low in energy, I'm being told, is because of that pushing against the natural order or timing of things, or not seeing how much you have changed already. So it feels to me like the best thing you could possibly do is make a list of everything that's happened this year that is showing you how you are transforming or growing. and then starting to do maybe a gratitude practice, looking at everything that has happened to be grateful for, and making that a practice, a sacred practice over the December, I think would be better, because I feel like there's too much looking forward. There's not enough kind of honouring of what is going on in this moment, and I feel that that's going to energize you if you just shift your vision that way. Thank you very much for your message. And I'm sorry you had problems getting on the webinar. I'm glad to see that it's all been sorted. Okay, so Katie says, I'm venturing out to create my own spiritually based business doing intuitive readings and coaching in the new year. Do you see if I will be able to leave my day job next year in pursuit of this new business? Well, that's not for me to see, that's for you to choose. It's a choice, Katie. It's about how committed you are. And obviously, you know, we can't go from like a new business with no clients and just go, okay, I'm leaving that. I'm leaving my day job and I am going into that. Well, you can. I've done it before. It depends on your commitment levels, as I said, in a way. And the thing, though, is that you do have to have a structure. So it depends on what your structure is. Do you have a business structure? Do you have a business model? It's a very individual thing, isn't it? And I guess you're asking me to read on your individual structure. So what I'm going to say is that I don't feel that you are completely committed enough to it. I don't feel that there's enough structure. I do feel concerned that what's going to happen is that you're going to be staying in your day job because there is not enough structure in your new vision, and then your day job doesn't give you enough time. You know, it takes away your time and your commitment from your new vision. So I keep getting the card, the Two of Pentacles, with you. It's like this sense of being stuck between the two things. I would really take some time out to really assess what is important to you and what the structure is and how much you can commit to what it is that you want in your life, and how to do that on practical terms. If you want to be leaving your day job this year and not sacrificing the vision of your business, because I feel like it's being done in a half kind of like, I'll try it way. And the problem with that is it'll just be a halfway. And it's okay if you want to keep your day job and do it on the side, but if you want to leave your day job, I'm not quite sure it's enough for you for so much longer. I really should move on, as I've only got about 10 minutes left, but you know where I am if you want to go deeper with it. Okay, thank you, Katie. Oh, thank you, Alessandro, saying that the reading spoke to him a lot. This one's private, so I won't say the name. Hello, thank you for the presentation. The general month definitely resonates with me. Any views, please, on the energy? On the, sorry, somebody's just messaged something through about leaving early. And if you put the question in, you'll get the replay, but I've also put that it's a general and no question, but it does have to be a question, not a general. All right, thank you. So sorry, the question I was reading was, thank you so much for the presentation. The general month definitely resonates with me. Any views on the energy regarding my relationship with Richard? Feels like a long-term energy, but it feels a bit messy at the moment. Feels a bit like cats in the cradle, you know, that string thing. That's what they're showing me. And it's like I've got my fingers really messy and entwined in it, and it's really fascinating, and it keeps changing, and I don't know where I'm at with it from one minute to the other, but it feels really spiritual and it feels really engaging, and it feels like there's something, I think, around springtime. Now I'm getting predictive. I'm sorry, but I'm seeing a duck, and I've been asking. That's why I've been staring down, and asking, what's this duck about? And it's like new creations in April. So I will go with that. If a prediction comes through, I will give it. But I also think it's important to bring your energy back to where you are right now and your best way forward with it, so you don't focus on that prediction too much, because you'll block it anyway. So I would say be interested in this connection, be fascinated in this connection, and know that it will work itself out in whatever way that it's meant to, in whatever time that it's meant to. It does feel long term, even though it just feels very changeable. Allow it to be changeable. It feels very up in the air. It doesn't feel grounded. It feels like you could just be, it's all about how you approach it. You could be like, God, this is just so hard work. Or you could go, God, this is so fascinating. And I think which one you choose will determine how beautiful or how hard it is for you. I hope you find that useful. Thank you very much for your question. Okay. So it says I have Mars in Gemini. How is this going to be for me this month? I have Mars in Gemini too, Joy. I have the sense of clearing out ideas and projects. Me too. So maybe that's it. Yeah, there's a real sense of clarity around your ideas and your visions. There's writing coming through as well, quite strongly by the looks of things too. There's not much more I can say on that, because there is this feeling of being very, very streamlined. So thank you for your question, Joy, and I wish you Merry Christmas, as I do all of you. I have 5 minutes left of reading, guys, so we'll try and get through as many as possible, but there is a lot. So I would say, if you haven't written in, to stop, because I don't think I'm going to get round to your question. Okay, this one says, from Sandrine. Hi, Sandrine. Hi, lovely Tiffany. I'm feeling nauseous these days. I think it's because I'm going through a transition. Anything to alleviate these symptoms? Thanks, Sandrine. Sandrine, I think you should go to the doctor. That's all I can say. This is a health question that I really cannot go into. I'm not saying it to worry you, so please don't think I'm like, oh God, I picked up on something really drastic. I will say it. I mean, is there anything here about you being late, for instance? I mean, it feels like there could be, and that you need to get seen by a doctor. Okay, so I'm putting it out there to you. All right, but I really think, especially with health, you know, that there is a need to take it seriously. If you're feeling physically ill or things like that, no matter what we say, we can pick up on holistic reasons and energies, but bottom line is, you have a physical body, go and sort that in the physical world, okay? Because you only have one of them, well, for as much as we remember consciously most of the time. Okay, I wish you well, wish you better. Thank you. Shirley says, I'm zoned out of the meditation and missed it, but you'll have it in the replay, so don't worry. Is this a good month for me to start the process of reverting to my maiden name? Yes, big time. That's bang on. Fits in very much with the energies of the month, Shirley. So yes, go for it. If you're feeling that, then have the confidence in your identity and your knowing and go for it. Okay. This is from Daniela. Hi, Daniela. In January, will I find my next place to live quickly when I get back to the UK? I will have to stay with friends initially. Of course, I'd love it to be a perfect place to live. I am getting something here around the 3rd week of January. I don't know whether that's quickly for you or not. Obviously, that's a prediction. And I was saying I don't really predict, but, you know, this has to do with your own actions. Excuse me. I'm tuning in and I'm feeling like this is not necessarily your own place, so there might be something here to be open to what presents yourself if it doesn't fit your plan. Okay, thank you, Daniela. I'm just looking here. Bear with me, guys. Okay, so Marie says, I've just resigned from my job, but still haven't secured a new role yet. Good for you. Bravery there. Feel blocked on which direction to take. Well, maybe that's for a reason right now. Leave the profession or stay in the profession. Also starting 2 businesses. Wow. Okay. Marie, I'm not surprised you feel blocked. Like I've got a minute to kind of read on that for you. And it's like, stay in the profession, leave the profession, starting 2 businesses. There is this, I'm not sure what you've decided on and what you haven't decided on from the question. It's like, you're starting 2 businesses. That sounds like a decision. Stay in the profession or not stay in the profession sounds like another decision. It's like, but hasn't that decision been made if you're starting 2 businesses? And you just haven't let go of the old you to start the new you. I feel like, I don't know whether you got the meditation that we did and the processes, but I feel they'd be really good for you, Marie, because it feels like you're growing. You're really, really growing. And it's just the fear of letting the old skin go to me. But just tune into what resonates for you from what I've said there for you. Thank you. So this is Amente. Hello, Amente. Greetings, Tiffany. I've been through many rapid changes, including a break in marriage. Wow, needing to find a home with 5 children. Bless you. However, I've had major spiritual upgrade and insights. I'm not surprised. Can you see positive change in my finance and home life for 2015? Thank you. Well, yes. I mean, the only way is up, isn't it, Amente? It feels like you have gone through the real breaking down period of everything. So it feels like the only way is up. Yes, you know, it's just everything is settling now. But is it going to be at the level that you expect? I don't think so. I think it's going to be a bit slower. So let go of judgment or pushing yourself, and recognize just how much you've been through, and allow everything to land. And as it does, it will naturally start to grow or start to build. It's a bit like a plantation. You know, it's not something that's just going to bang shift you into something new overnight, but you're there now. You've landed, and it feels like it's going forward. So I wish you well. May 2015 be really great for you. Okay. Oh, okay. So this one's got a question mark by their name, so I don't know whether I'm supposed to say their name or not, so I'm not going to, just in case. It says, will my boys be happy after my divorce? Their dad has been cruel and nasty, and I found a place for us to live. Will they be happy with the move? Sweetheart, I'm getting that your kids don't care about where they live. They care about you. Oh, how lovely is that? They'll be happy as long as you're happy. And it feels like as long as you're happy with the move, they'll be happy. All right, sweetheart. So just keep that in mind. Yeah? Bless your heart. Okay. Oh, someone's saying thank you so much. Thank you so much for saying thank you so much. Have a happy December too. That's from Sarah. This one says private, so I'm not going to read your name. Would love to know more closely what December has in store. Oh, sweetheart, like I said, I need a specific question because it's just too general for me to go in and find something in a minute. I need like a laser to kind of read for a minute. Okay, because I've done the general already. So sorry about that. Okay, this one's not to say the name. How can I stay in power and divine feminine to help this relationship move forward with ease and grace? Thank you. Oh, sweetheart, you don't. Anything you try to do just blocks the movement of progression, or you know, the ease or the grace is actually about responding to what the relationship is offering you or showing you. It's not about creating ease or grace. That's an action. Ease or grace is like a receptive thing to what it is showing you. So I guess in that way, that's what you do. So in that way, it is a creation, but it's a responsive thing. There's too much feeling of responsibility here, and it's putting you up on a pedestal, and it's putting the other person down here. There's a need to come into an equal alignment and balance and harmony. Okay, so release the responsibility. It's not down to you, sweetheart. It's down to the universe and the path that the relationship wants to take. I hope you find that useful. Okay, so last two questions, and sorry guys, I am not going to get into it anymore. So where are we? Okay, I've got an astrological question here asking about your chart. I can't do your chart in a minute. I need your time, date, and location of birth to do a chart. It's a much larger thing, and the service is on my website. If you look at my sessions, there's an Astro Tarot reading. That would be the one that you would want. So I'm sorry I can't answer that for you in this webinar. But it needs a lot more time. I just don't have the time. And okay, so thank you for the one that asked for a general. I've got a specific here saying that you're buying a flat. Will everything go smoothly with the move? There's a lot of unexpected twists and turns, I feel, Rainy. It's just sorry. It's just a basically surprising month. I keep getting 3. I keep getting the number 3. I don't think that's necessarily a door number. It might be that there's 3 twists and changes, or there's 3 different flats, or there's something like that. It doesn't feel grounded or clear yet. It feels like whatever comes through is going to be bigger for you and better for you. Don't really get that until the beginning of next year. So be open to the journey, keep on with it, keep consistent with it, because even though it might look messy or chaotic, it's just unpredictable, and therefore you will be a lot closer to where you want to be or settling than you actually might think that you are. It just may not be with that place that you think that it is. All right, I wish you well with it. Okay. This one's from Angie. It says, hi Tiffany, fantastic webinar. I'm feeling I have to compromise myself with the love interest. Am I right to break the connection to be free? Yes, if you are feeling that you're having to compromise yourself, then there's an issue. You know, obviously there's compromise in relationships, but that depends on whether you're willing to do it. And the fact that you are saying this tells me that you are not willing to do it, which gives me a big red light. Even if it's just a temporary break, which I think it might be, it's just to reassess, review, and to get the other person to listen. Not saying that we should break up with someone just to get someone to listen. It has to be very much about you doing what's right for you. But that does tend to have a knock-on effect, you know, a wake-up kind of call. And there is a lot of wake-up calls this December. Okay, I wish you well with it. Thank you. I'm laughing because somebody's saying, by the way, I look beautiful. They like my top. Oh, thank you very much. That's very sweet of you. It's very cheap and cheerful, like me. Okay. And thank you for the kind of good laugh and the big smile out, especially the cat and the duck. Also love your approach in general. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Bless your hearts. As I said, this is the last Astro Tarot channel as we know it. We're going into a year next year of the unknown, and it will come back in different shapes and forms, but there is a lot of transformation going on. So do keep informed, do sign up on my well, you will be signed up because you're on the webinar, so I would keep you informed through the newsletters. I would like to say that there are a couple of great offers that I have going on at the moment, and so I wonder if you can see them. I have a problem with these pop-in offers, so let's see if you can see them. I am putting this one up now. I wonder if you can see it. It says that it's displayed and opened in a new tab window, and it's a webinar coming up about the how-tos of tarot. So if you want to learn tarot, if you have problems in your practice with tarot, i.e. not feeling confident, trying to learn meanings, feeling worried about being wrong, all of those things, then we'll go into that on the webinar as well. So if you could pop in a little comment in the chat box just to let me know that you can see that link to the webinar. Okay, I'd really appreciate it if you could do that, please. And also there's another one that I'm just going to pop in now, hopefully that you'll see, and that's a free tarot tutorial. So basically the webinar is a group tutorial, and the free tarot that's a mouthful, isn't it? Free tarot tutorial is for a one-to-one with me, where we go really deep into where you are with your tarot and where you might like to be. I am starting a tarot group in London on the 7th of January, but it's also, you don't have to be in London. I'm also doing it online, so you can be anywhere. And it's about immersing yourself properly into the tarot. So it's a 6-month thing. It's the only time I'm going to run this live. If you are in London, that means i.e. going to be getting together a group live and really working with you guys on it. So don't delay. If you feel like you'd be interested in exploring that more with me, please do book your free tarot tutorial. Anywhere in the world though, you can do this also with me online for the next 6 months. So if you feel drawn to do that, press the get started button. Now, hopefully you can see that offer. Please, can somebody let me know in the chat box if everything was all right with the offers? Okay. Yeah, this is saying that you can't see anything. So I guess what will happen is I'll send out a newsletter. Okay, guys, thank you for letting me know you can't see anything. I don't know why I can't do these offers, but I can't do these offers on these webinars. So what I would do is I'll send out the links for the webinar and the free tarot tutorial in my newsletter, which you should get tomorrow. And so yeah, until next year, guys, and however we're going to connect then, I want to send you the deepest love and gratitude for being part of this community. And it's going to stay there. It's going to transform. It's got a little bit of a quiet lumber, slow kind of needs to think about how it's happening, how that transformation is happening for the Astro Tarot channel, as it is for all of us. So Katie would love to join your online group. Please do look at the newsletter tomorrow, and it will be in there. Also my advert on Facebook, if you've seen it, if you click that, it will take you through as well. Contact me if you want to at tiffanycrisara.com, and we can, if you need some more direct assistance with the offer, because I can't get it up for some reason. So guys, if you would like to close your eyes and just take a lovely deep breath in, and as you breathe out, just release all the energies and just say to the universe, I let go of anything that does not serve me anymore. Another deep breath in. And as you breathe out, say, I first look within before I look ahead. Okay. And now it's time to get off the computer. That sounds really harsh, but what I mean is it's quite full on, this work, and there's a sense here now of time to ground. So good thing to do is to get off the computer and go and get something to eat or go for a walk. And I will see you in some shape or form next year. Have an amazing Christmas and New Year's Eve, and lots of love to you all.